Hi, ladies. Today I'm going to be giving you 3 tips to find purpose after 50. Hi, my name is Deb Johnston and welcome to Women Reinventing MidLife TV, where we aim to inspire women over 50 to thrive in a meaningful life that you deeply desire and deserve. We all want to feel like we have purpose. It's part of being human, and most especially after we reach the age of 50. If you've had kids and they've left home, you might be feeling the emptiness of it, and you might feel like there's a void where you used to feel like you had purpose. You might have had a marriage that ended in divorce, or you might have lost a loved one. You might even have lost interest in a career that used to be the focal point of your life. And in all of these cases, and even more, even just going through menopause, losing fertility, coming out the other side of menopause, we can feel like we've lost purpose. The thing is, we haven't lost it. We're just missing the next step. So many people think that purpose is some big mysterious thing that just shows up one day and instantly we know it's our purpose. And for some people, it happens that way. But the thing is, we've been living our purpose our whole life. There have been things that we've done through our life that has helped us fulfill our purpose. But now we're ready for the next step. We're at a transition point, but we're missing the next step. We haven't found it yet. We want to feel like we're doing something that has meaning. It's part of being human. We all want to feel that way. Having meaning tells us that we still have something to contribute. And in this phase of life, we have even more to contribute. So it's important we find our next step in our purpose, because we've had so many experiences through life. But what do you do if you don't know what the next step of your purpose is and you have no idea where to start looking? Well, it's time to do some exploration work. And I'm going to give you 3 tips today to help you begin that exploration work. And the first tip is to get out a notebook and pen. And I know that whenever I talk about exploration work, I talk about getting out a notebook and pen. So get out your notebook and pen and write a list of all the jobs, all the roles that you've had through life where you felt incredibly energized and incredibly fulfilled. Now, this is important for you to do even if you have been a mum at home for the last 20 years. Still important for you to do, because being a mum is a full-time job and it must have fulfilled you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it. And of course, even before you became a mum, you would have had other jobs and roles that you did too, where you felt really energized and really fulfilled while you were doing them. Now, if you're retiring or you're already retired, this is still important for you to do, because you would have had jobs and roles throughout life that took up a lot of time during your day. And there would have been certain things in those jobs and roles that you found energizing and fulfilling. So it's important for you to do this work, because you still want to find something to do that has meaning, to fill that time space where you would have been going to work. Now, when you've done this step, when you've written this list, you're ready for the tip number 2. So tip number 2 is to look at that list of jobs and roles that you've filled throughout life where you felt energized and fulfilled, and look specifically at what the activities were, what the responsibilities were, and what the tasks were in those jobs and roles that you particularly enjoyed, that you found fulfilling. Because if you found those particular tasks, responsibilities, or activities fulfilling, chances are they've been fulfilling your values. And guess what? We tend to have exactly the right values to fulfill our purpose. So it's going to give you some clues. So it's really creating the time and space to do this work, because remember, when you do exploration, the answers don't always show up immediately. They can take time. So it's really about carving out time to give yourself a quiet space to do this exploration work. Now, if you're finding the content helpful so far in this video, remember to like and remember to comment. I love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, if you'd like to comment on what you found helpful, I'd love to hear. Gives me an indication of what kind of things to record next. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, remember to subscribe to this channel and click the bell so that you're notified as soon as a new video comes out. And that brings us to tip number 3. So tip number 3 is to do some self-exploration work. I know you've heard me say this before, and you have, because it is so important. This is about getting clear on who you are now, because who you are now is not who you were 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You're a different person now because you've had a lot more experiences since then. So it's really about doing that exploration work and finding out who you are now, because the experiences that we have through life changes who we are. So you may have done self-exploration work maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago. You're going to be a different person now. So it's about doing that work now, because our purpose, we tend to have exactly the right values, exactly the right qualities, character, strengths, talents in order to fulfill our purpose. So this means that we are at the core of our purpose. So it's important for us to do this self-exploration work so that we're able to see our purpose when it shows up, or the next step in our purpose when it shows up. Because if you don't have this clarity around who you are now, your next step in your purpose could be right in front of you, but you miss it because you can't see the alignment. So it's important to do the self-exploration work. Now, if you need some support with this, the Rediscovery Program is about to kick off again in February. It's a group program. I work with very small groups, 3 to 5 women, and it's really about doing this self-discovery work and seeing what your next step is. So I'm going to put the link to that program in the notes underneath this video. So if you want to have more details, you want to have a look at it, just click on that link. And so to recap those 3 tips, number 1 is to sit down and write a list of all the jobs and the roles that you've had through life that you found energizing and fulfilling. Number 2 is to look at that list of jobs and roles that you found energizing and fulfilling, and write down the specific activities, tasks, and responsibilities that you found particularly enjoyable and fulfilling. And number 3 is to do that self-discovery work. Really get clear on who you are in this phase of life, because you are at the core of your purpose. If you found this video helpful, remember to subscribe to this channel so you see more videos when they come out, and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. Thank you so much for joining me. I trust you found this helpful, and I'll look forward to connecting with you next time. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.